Every personality trait you've been told to fix was once the reason your bloodline survived. The empath, the social glue. Two hunters aren't speaking. Tension is spreading through camp. Nobody sees it coming, except you. Society calls this being too sensitive. Your ancestors called it the thing that kept everyone alive. Homo sapiens survived not because we were the strongest species, not the fastest. We survived because we cooperated better than anything else on the planet. And cooperation breaks the moment internal conflict goes undetected. Empaths carry higher mirror neuron activity. Your brain runs a live simulation of what the people around you are feeling. Not occasionally, constantly. Before anyone says a word, you've already registered the shift. 300,000 years of evolution tested every possible group configuration. Groups with emotional detection systems outsurvived groups without them. Every single time. Not because conflict was rare, because conflict was constant. Food, mates, territory, status. Tension was the default setting. A fractured tribe couldn't coordinate a hunt, couldn't defend against a rival group, couldn't raise children through a brutal winter. The tribes that lasted were the ones where someone caught the fracture early enough to fix it. That someone had your brain. Today people tell you to toughen up. Evolution spent 300,000 years making sure your bloodline didn't. The introvert, the observer. The forest goes quiet. Birds stop. Something changed. Everyone keeps walking. You stopped 3 steps ago. That pause is the reason they survived. Introversion wasn't shyness. It was a biological detection system built to read the environment in real time. Your entire nervous system is tuned to pick up what others walk straight past. The animal tracks that looked wrong, the tribe member whose posture shifted, the smell that wasn't there yesterday. While others moved through the world, you read it, layer by layer, constantly, without trying. Your brain processes sensory input at a deeper level than most, small signals that others filter out as noise. You register as data. That social tension building between two people 3 days before it explodes, you saw it forming. That stranger who smiled but whose eyes didn't move, you clocked it immediately. This is pattern recognition running on live information, not prediction, not simulation, just an extraordinarily accurate read of what is actually happening right now. Here's what evolution selected for. The threat was already there before anyone noticed. One person caught it in time. That person bought the group the seconds that mattered. You were that person. Not because you reasoned your way there, because your senses got there first. Society built itself around extroverted output. You drain in loud environments because your sensory system is processing everything at full volume the entire time. That's not a flaw. That's a detection system running at maximum capacity. Recharge isn't weakness. It's what happens when high-sensitivity hardware finally gets to power down. The overthinker. The risk forecaster. 3 a.m. The tribe is asleep. You're still running scenarios. Not because something is wrong, because you need to be sure nothing is. Overthinking isn't about what's happening now. It's about what hasn't happened yet. Your brain builds detailed maps of the future. Every possible route, every potential failure point, every outcome that could go wrong before the group commits to a direction. The river looks crossable. But what if it rains tonight and the current doubles by morning? The new campsite looks safe. But what if that's exactly why a predator expects prey there? The plan sounds solid. But what's the backup if it fails at step 3? Nobody asked those questions. You already answered them. This is threat simulation, running potential disasters through your mind before they happen in real life. Where the introvert detects danger that exists right now, you calculate danger that doesn't exist yet. Your weapon isn't your senses. It's your prefrontal cortex, the brain's planning center, working overtime while everyone else sleeps. Impulsive groups made faster decisions. They also died faster. Groups with one person asking, "But what if the river floods?" before crossing it had better survival rates. Not because caution always wins, because one prevented catastrophe is worth 100 fast decisions that worked out fine. Your brain extracts a cost. Anxiety, paralysis, decision fatigue. Those are real. But the groups your ancestors ran with survived precisely because someone was doing the calculation that nobody else wanted to do. The world rewarded speed. Your brain added the brakes that kept speed from becoming a death sentence. The skeptic. The truth tester. The last type protected the group from the outside world. This one protected it from itself. New leader. Charismatic. Confident. Everyone loves him. He's wrong. And he's about to get people killed. Everyone follows. You don't. Where the overthinker asks, what happens if we do this? The skeptic asks something different entirely. How do we actually know that's true? The threat isn't a bad outcome from a good decision. The threat is a bad decision built on false information, manipulation, misinformation. Someone inside the group who benefits from the tribe, believing something that isn't real. Skepticism evolved as a direct response to one of the oldest threats in human history: manipulation from within. Bad leaders have ended more bloodlines than bad weather. Misinformation has collapsed more tribes than enemy raids. Groupthink, the collective failure to question a shared assumption, has driven entire populations into catastrophic decisions throughout human history. Your brain has a verification reflex that most people's brains skip. When a claim arrives, you don't accept it. You probe it. Test the logic. Check what's assumed underneath it. Ask who benefits if it's believed. That's not contrarianism. That's cognitive immune response. Research confirms skeptical thinkers show stronger activation in the brain regions that detect logical inconsistency. They're significantly harder to deceive. They catch manipulation earlier. They pull groups back from the edge of bad consensus before it becomes irreversible. Every tribe needed most members to trust quickly. Social cohesion depends on it, but trust without verification is a vulnerability. You were the firewall. Slow, sometimes. Frustrating, often. The reason the group didn't hand power to the wrong person and collapse? Also you. The rebel. The innovator. The hunting route stopped producing results 2 seasons ago. The tribe keeps using it. Food is running low. One person tries a different direction entirely. They find game. Everyone eats. Rebels didn't appear in human populations because evolution made a mistake. They appeared because stable environments don't stay stable. Climate shifts. Animal migration patterns change. Resources move. The strategy that worked last generation becomes the thing that kills this one. Groups where everyone conformed to existing strategies were efficient, until conditions changed. Then they were trapped. No internal mechanism to break the pattern. No one willing to try the untested path. You carry a specific dopamine receptor variant, DRD4-7R, found at higher rates in populations with histories of migration and exploration. Your brain doesn't just tolerate novelty. It's chemically rewarded by it. New territory, untested approaches, risk that others avoid. That's not recklessness. That's an adaptation evolution built specifically for environmental instability. The cost was real. Early explorers died at higher rates, some rebellions failed catastrophically, but the genetic math still worked out. Because the information brought back by the ones who survived was worth more than the risk absorbed by the ones who didn't. Your discomfort with the status quo isn't immaturity. It's a biological drive that saved entire groups from dying inside strategies that stopped working. The leader, the coordinator. The hunt is breaking down. 3 directions proposed. No decision made. The prey is gone. Someone has to cut through it. Now. Leadership didn't evolve from dominance. It evolved because groups without decision-making structure collapsed under pressure. Too many inputs, too little time, no shared direction. The result is paralysis. And paralysis during a hunt, a defense, a migration, meant people died. Leaders carry a higher tolerance for ambiguity than average. While others need more information before committing, your brain moves toward the decision point. You make the best call available and generate forward motion. That's not ego. That's a load-bearing cognitive function. The best navigator led when direction mattered. The best tracker led when tracking mattered. The strongest fighter led when fighting mattered. What evolution built was a rotating coordination function that activated in whoever had the relevant capability. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You need to be the one who moves the group forward when forward is the only option that works. Groups without that function didn't fail dramatically, they just stalled. And stalling in an environment that doesn't wait for you was its own kind of fatal. The full picture. Stop. Before you move on, here's the thing everyone misses. These aren't 6 personality types competing for the top spot. They're 6 roles that human groups required to survive. Remove one and the group develops a blind spot. Remove 2 and critical functions fail. Remove 3 and the next major crisis ends the bloodline. The empath caught internal fractures before they split the group. The introvert detected external threats before they became attacks. The overthinker stopped fatal decisions before they happened. The skeptic blocked manipulation before it corrupted leadership. The rebel found new solutions before old strategies killed everyone. The leader generated direction before paralysis set in. Every single one of those functions was tested across hundreds of thousands of years of real evolutionary pressure. The traits that didn't serve the group got filtered out. The ones that did kept getting passed down. What survived was exactly this mix. Society picked one type and built everything around it. Loud, decisive, agreeable, fast-moving, optimistic. Then labeled everything else as a problem to fix. Evolution ran a longer experiment and reached a different conclusion. Your traits aren't personality flaws dressed up in science. They're functional responses to conditions that shaped human survival for 300,000 years. The anxiety that exhausts you, the sensitivity that drains you, the skepticism that isolates you, the caution that frustrates you. Those are the exact mechanisms that kept your specific bloodline breathing long enough to produce you. That's not a small thing. Own it.